Hello and welcome to my guide to tanking veteran Cloudrest. I'll be covering +0 as +3 situations from a tank's perspective. For those who do not know what I'm talking about, I'll be linking my basic Cloudrest guide down in the description. To start off, I'll go over sets which I think are useful for tanks. Keep in mind this is my opinion and a lot of other sets are viable, but for me, they don't seem that useful. I'll split them up in two categories: tanking sets and group support sets. Now this is how I would write my own tier list. In the S tier, for the tank sets, there's definitely Akaviri Dragon Guard. This is my very favorite tank set. It provides so much, especially for DK tanks. On a Warden tank, it's not that strong, but on a DK tank, it is hands down the best set for this trial. It gives you insane ulti regen, and you're just getting so much resources back just because you can use your ulti that much earlier. Sharing the spot in the S tier is Ebon Armory. This set is a must-have. You want your group mates to have this 1000 HP more, especially for execute. Do not miss out on this set, always have it when you go into this trial. Right below in the A tier we have Aegis of Gallenway. This set is really good. It's a hybrid between tanking and buff and support. It provides really nice stats such as Minor Aegis, which really helps you just to mitigate more damage. Healing taken, 2 health bonuses if you wear the perfected gear. It is a very good set, a very good option if you just think that you can go a bit more offensive and for example drop Dragon if you feel very secure in yourself. In the B tier, there's basically all tank sets that have been used a lot during past patches, past years, past trials. So every set that provides decent stats to you that you can survive with on whichever class you're on is gonna be alright. It is gonna fit into this role of keeping you alive. In the buffs and support tier, Powerful Assault is the clear victor. It is way over the Werewolf set, even though the Werewolf set is also an S tier. It is a really good set. But Powerful Assault is just that much better. It is a very good set. It provides insane weapon damage. It provides you stamina and weapon damage to boost your vigor, which basically make you like a healer, because if you stack some more stamina, your vigor can heal almost as much as a healing spring. Especially in Cloudrest, healing is very needed, so you need more healing wherever you can get it. Powerful Assault is hands down the best choice for a buff and support set here. The Hide of the Werewolf set is more or less a DK exclusive set. It is not bad on other classes, but no class profits as much from using it as the DK does. The DK basically gets so many resources, so much horn, which just allows his group to be more consistent in this sometimes very messy fight. Not as good as the two sets before, but still solid, is Torok's Pact. Torok's Pact allows you to put your Crusher or Weakening enchant more conveniently on your enemy in this fight where everything tends to jump and blink around the room. In the B tier, more like honorable mentions are Arkosh, Imperium, Lunar Bastion. Imperium and Lunar Bastion provide shields which just make your group more consistent in situations where there's a lot of pressure on them. Arkosh is more for pushing more damage, so if you're very comfortable in this fight and you can provide a lot of synergies consistently to your tank, then this set is definitely gonna rise in the tiers. Going over monster sets is quite simple in here, as you either just want to go for something that heals or protects or both. Troll King in combination with Vigor is the strongest monster set in here. Whenever you heal a target below 50% health, you add them 1500 health regen. This 1500 health regen bypasses the healing debuff in Execute, providing every group member affected by your vigor 750 health per second income in Execute, which is a lot for an 85% healing debuff. Bloodspawn is mostly only good on a main tank, as it just provides him more stability, more ultimate, and just an overall tankiness. Earthgore and Nightflame are both healing sets. Earthgore, big heals, big cooldown. Nightflame, not so big heals, not so big cooldown. Going over gear structure and jewelry traits and enchants, I would always recommend running a sword and board on your front bar and an ice stave on the back bar. It offers you more flexibility, and an ice stave also provides really good defensive stats. You can use crushing shock on your back bar to interrupt targets in difficult situations. For jewelry traits and enchants, I think one infused piece with a potion cooldown reduction glyph is the best for Cloudrest. It provides a lot more stability when entering the Shadow Realm, as you don't have to use the potion right at the start to have another one up in the Shadow Realm phase. For the other two pieces, I don't think that there is anything that is best in slot. I just run one other infused one with block cost reduction and a Triune piece with Magicka Recovery to boost my stats and just to give me overall more stability. Moving to classes for tanking. Keep in mind, this is my very own opinion, you don't have to agree with me. This is just what I think is the easiest, the best to complete Cloudrest with. And that is DK. DK is very strong when it comes to surviving on their own. Dragon Blood, Major Mending, a big shield. Ulti regenerates resources, just gives them a huge edge over other classes. A big spell resistance pool due to a passive also adds on top of this. The DK is in my opinion the strongest class for tanking. Quite close behind the DK is the Warden. The Warden earns the second place basically only to one skill, Shimmering Shield. Shimmering Shield is a perfect hard counter for almost everything that happens in Cloudrest. There's so many projectiles providing you so much ultimate that you can just absorb and just ignore the damage. Also in the Shadow Realm you have so many projectiles flying around the room from the exposed cores and from the boss himself that just give you so much ulti and make you so flexible in your decisions and what you want to do, which ulti you want to use, that the Warden earns the second spot only due to this one skill. The Warden also possesses a solid self-healing ability using mushrooms and the healing ulti, which is basically your oh shit button that you proc troking with and ensure the survival and execute. The other three classes, Templar, Nightblade, Sorg, they can all do it. They all have solid tools to survival also in Cloudrest. I just don't think that they're just on the level as Wardens or DKs. Their life is harder in general, but the clear is within the realm of possibilities, so if you're a Sorg tank, Nightblade tank, just roll with it, adapt. Moving on to my favorite part, tanking races. In the race battle, the Argonian is the clear victor. Argonians are hands down the strongest tank race. The potion passive is simply busted, healing received bonus is also very strong, healing done also works on yourself and improves your tankiness. It is the hardest race to kill in this game. Quite close to the Argonian though are Imperials and Red Guards. They both have very solid tools to survive. The Imperial has a huge HP pool and stamina, also the Red Diamond passive which helps them stay alive. The Red Guards have insane stamina control, you can spam Vigor, you're a support like no other. I think the rest of the races is just not on the level, so I've just put them all in the B tier because there's a lot of things that can help them survive and a lot of things that are kind of useless to a tank in all the other races. So in this case, I just put them all together because you can tank on every race in the game. On tank it is the most unimpactful whichever race you choose. You can be a Bossmer tank and complete every content in this game without a problem. Killing mini-bosses on the side. Meaning we walk up to a mini-boss and fight him together with their Griffin partner instead of facing them with Zamaja in one big fight. The mini-bosses themselves aren't really that much of a threat to a tank. It should be common knowledge by now that heavy attacks shorten your lifetime and aren't that good for your physical health, such as long camping trips in red AoE fields. The rather dangerous part about the mini-bosses on the side are their Griffin partners. The Griffins put a nasty bleed on the tank with every light attack they do stacking up, so try and roll dodge as many of their light attacks with still preserving enough stamina to break free and roll dodge out of difficult situations. Zamaja. Zamaja doesn't like tanks, not even a little bit. Beside her spam attack, which is called Mind Blast, each and every one of her attacks can put a dot on us called Leeching Shadows. This dot does a lot of damage, really a big share of your HP is gonna tick away every second. Her heavy attack Nocturnal's Favor also deals a lot of damage and cannot be roll dodged. Her Crushing Darkness ability is also always on the main tank and another target that is furthest away from her. Furthermore, she starts a cast to teleport a group member into the air, making him suffer 65% of his HP as fall damage. Besides her own abilities, there is a lot of nasty things in this room that want you dead. Orbs, vines, and the lightning boss's sparkles in a +1 situations add funny stuns to these already difficult situations, making your life very hard in this fight. Moving towards the portal, there is a mechanic that tanks inside and outside of the portal have to face. A cone-shaped ability emitted from the portal in the middle of the respective rooms. If you're hit by this wave, you get sent to the other realm. If you're in the Shadow Realm, you get sent to the real world, and vice versa. You have about 3 seconds time to move out of the cone, or you roll dodge the impact, and thereby avoid getting sent to the other realm, making things extremely difficult for your group members. Zamaja inside the portal is almost an exact copy of the outside one. She can't be damaged and her Mind Blast ability only attacks one target. There is also no Crushing Darkness ability. Other than that, she is like her upstairs version. Also, as a tank, make sure to be the first inside the portal, to avoid your group members getting 100k slaps across their face upon entering the portal. Once you're inside the portal, make sure to use a lot of heavy attacks, either on your sword and board bar or on your ice stave bar. You always want Vigor up, and then you want an instant heal ability like Dragon Blood to back you up once you drop low on HP. Also, thinking back to my gear structure, it is very important to use an ice stave here because of the mana regen that you normally wouldn't have if you ran 2 sword and board bars. Also, you can taunt with your heavy attacks, so in a lot of situations you don't actually need to range taunt because you have the time to actually charge a heavy attack. There's a million different ways to deal with all the incoming damage in the Shadow Realm. How I do it though is, I use Vigor, so it's always up most of the time. I use heavy attacks on my sword and board bar mostly to keep up this Vigor. If I feel like I need a little bit more healing, I use Igneous Shield for major mending and recast Vigor. If there's a lot of damage incoming, I use Dragon Blood on my back bar, and I only use pods basically as a backup. There's a neat little trick after getting up on the platforms to avoid the explosion. Instead of just dropping down, you charge your ice heavy attack and jump down, release the ice heavy attack on any target to regen magicka basically while you would normally just be falling. Another little something you can abuse is Absorb Magicka. Absorb Magicka absorbs the projectiles emitted by the exposed cores and heals you by a percentage of your health. It is a lot of healing and it can just support you so well. It lasts 30 seconds, so just cast it and you'll be fine for 30 seconds unless it's procced. When it's procced, you get a lot of healing incoming. It is almost as much as a Dragon Blood. Coming to everyone's favorite part, the Execute. In Execute, Zamaja proceeds all her normal attacks in addition to a nasty healing debuff, 85% healing debuff called Baneful Mark. You can either do a tank switch as soon as the other tank has gotten rid of the debuff. He just takes over the boss, the tank that still has the mark moves into the group and gets healed up safe and sound. You can also use Subsidic Ultimate, which sets your character 4 seconds back in time, putting your health back to what it was 4 seconds ago. It's a bit risky, but if you know for sure that your health has been 100% 4 seconds ago, press the button and the mark will be removed immediately. Another option is just using a Reviving Barrier by either you or one of your teammates and using this 30k shield to heal you back up, removing the mark. As mentioned earlier, Troll King does play around the healing debuff, so the health regen will still go through no matter how big the healing debuff. Troll King is extremely important, make sure it is procced on you in Execute. Thank you very much for watching up until this point. I hope this was helpful. I actually wanted to make the video a bit shorter, but I just felt like I couldn't leave out too much without losing information on the way. So I hope this wasn't too long and have a nice day.